How you doing this afternoon? Or I think it's 4 o'clock already, so West African time. It's already evening where I am presently. How you guys doing? How has Saturday been? Mine has been pretty interesting. Been watching some videos on swimming. I'm trying to improve my swimming skills. So right after this conversation, I will be off to swim. I am swimming because I understand the power of water, and I know that water heals. Water has the capacity to heal a lot of things, from trauma to addictions to emotional instability to a lot of things. If you haven't seen my video on how water heals, please head to my YouTube channel. Just please click on the link in bio, which is my link on Instagram, and then it will take you to my YouTube link, and then you can watch the conversation on how water heals. So welcome on board. Good evening, everyone. I can see beautiful people. I can see your names, but I can see that you are waving. I will be able to see your name if I am putting on my glasses. If I squint, I honestly can see. But let me try and see. I have to squint a little deeper actually. So I can see here, but I don't want to take chances. And yeah, so welcome on board. I will put on my glasses to be able to read out the names after a while. But welcome. It's been interesting for me from reading to watching videos on swimming because I love water, and to having this conversation. I thought of this conversation this morning, that let's talk about more than money, that life is really deeper than money. Scripture actually says that money answereth all things, and I believe it, but I'm aware that we were not created to just count currencies. Like, I will be so disappointed if my existence is just tied to pounds sterling and dollars, or my existence is tied to working, paying bills, and waiting to die. No, like, it just cannot be the reason why we are here. So I want us to have the conversation, life is more than money, or more than money, and I'll be drawing from my wealth of experience as a spiritual leader, as a coach, as a therapist, as a psychologist, as an emotional intelligence practitioner, as a friend, as a business consultant, soul consultant. I will bring my wealth of experience, consolidatedly 18 years, to the conversation. And if you have some things to share, I'll be more than glad to read them out, especially if they're really good things. So this is just by observation, by training, by practice, by research. It is not necessarily 100%, as we all keep learning, but this is just by observation. One of the products that I created is called the Soul Stripping Spa, and the reason for the product was, even though I was offering products on emotional intelligence, I saw that it was deeper than that. I saw that we weren't teaching emotional intelligence like other people were teaching emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence for us is from the heart. And one thing that I personally say is that nobody teaches emotional intelligence in Africa from the heart like we do at Emotion City. We don't teach it because we learned it from Ivy League schools or from the best or the creators, which is Peter Salovey and Daniel Goleman. No, we don't teach it because we learned it from them. We teach it because we sincerely want people to step into another level. We sincerely know that Emotion City is not an academy, it's a unique journey of life. We want people to be in charge of their lives, not be a side chick to their destiny. This side chick parole has gone up and about, and people think that side chick is when you're sleeping around. No. Side chick is when you exalt any other voice above your voice, number one, and the voice of God. You are a side chick to your destiny once you exalt any other voice apart from the voice of God and your personal voice. You are a side chick. No matter what anybody is going to tell you, it should be a confirmation or a revelation which you should still subject to the Spirit of God on your inside. I am one person who has been a spiritual leader, otherwise called a pastor, for 18 years, and I have learned never to make categorical statements about people's destinies. I will suggest, I will counsel, but I will never, even if I am 100% sure, I will never have the final say over somebody's destiny. I actually have a challenge advising people. If you ask me questions, for example, I have a challenge giving you or telling you what to do. I think that telling people what to do, if you are not careful, is a form of manipulation, because my training says to me as a coach and as a psychologist or therapist that I'm not supposed to tell. I must guide you to a place of discovery. So it is my responsibility to brainstorm with you and to do what we call, let's reason together to be able to make the best decision that will cause the least pain. So if I'm taking responsibility for your life, then who is taking responsibility for the consequences? If I'm the one giving you instructions and telling you what to do, then just in case it goes wrong, who takes responsibility? So if you are responsible for the consequence, you should be responsible for the decision. So, talking about emotional intelligence, I saw that what we were offering was deeper than that. And of course, even from the feedback, we have 183 alumni members from presently, I think 4 countries or maybe 6. I can't remember on top of my head, because people are traveling now, so you don't even know where people are part time. But let's say 4. And they're executives, high flyers, high network individuals who showed up at Emotion City, not because they had a problem, but because they understand that emotional intelligence is a superpower and emotional intelligence is a leverage in life. And emotional intelligence for us is not just about increasing your personal and professional influence, it's about increasing the quality of your life. I can tell you what my life was like before emotional intelligence and now. Before, before it was very seamless to change it for you. Me, okay, so I don't have your time. All this Malayan people are doing, you are learning work. I lived emotion for 18 years, so it's effortless, and then the person I have become today, if there's something called a living miracle, that's what I will call myself. So even though I thought I was teaching emotional intelligence, clients were telling me that I was a soul stripper, that I understand what it takes to make people feel vulnerable, feel safe, feel like I am in their corner and I'm there for them. And then the soul stripping spark came, but of course I needed to build content and curriculum because I prefer depth to height. I don't understand noise, I just want impact. So if impact gives me noise, good for me, but I'm not interested in noise. So Soul Stripping Spa started, and one of the content under Soul Stripping Spa is the More Than Money workshop. I will tell you about More Than Money in a few seconds, but before then, I just want to say good evening to everyone. Let me see what you guys are writing. I need my glasses for that. Okay, so Labims is here. Good to see you. Labims. Anytime you're talking about children comparing, she's very good when it comes to emceeing an event, so please reach out to her. Her handle is Labims. Mr. Olufemi67, Mr. Sheks, good to see you. The good people here, Shorty Part, I'm not sure, I see the handle. Old Soul, my guy. Akinola Shore, yeah, that's some names that I'm used to. Emotion City, my guys are so good. I didn't tell them to join, but they are very good humans. Mr. Ogunlano, all of the other pretty ladies there, thank you. Tunji Buhari, the name looks familiar. Yeah, there are good names here. Thank you so much. If it's your first time seeing me, I'm not used to coming online. I'm trying to get used to it. I don't like people knowing my face. I see that I'm pretty shy, even though I tweet a lot or I type sometimes. Yeah, I just like my space. So anytime I'm led, I come online. So I'm glad that you are online with me. So let's talk about the More Than Money. More Than Money came up when 65% of my clients who are above the age of 40 were showing up at my doorstep, whether my office or virtually, to ask me to help them solve one problem that I would call a big idea, but a big idea that has branches and children. And the problem was that they had money, but they needed meaning. And when I say needed meaning, it wasn't that they were meaningless, truthfully, but it was the fact that they were running with an expired meaning or an expired vision. So when they were younger, the script they ran with, that some of us are still running with, is that work and grind your ass, like they say, just make money. Money answers all things. You need money to solve your bills, you need money to do a lot of things, and I totally agree, we all need money, but these clients of mine who are above the age of 40, I think that maybe at 40, sometimes people wake up and see a lot of things, or maybe they just sit down and take stock, and then they discover that, oh yeah, I have money, I can afford my basic bills, I have transcended survival, so I have a good house, I travel, I have a family, I am successful, and then I have tried. But beyond the money, beyond the pounds, dollars, and naira, beyond the stock market, beyond the Bitcoin, life must be deeper than all of this, quite truthfully. Life must be more than just waking up for 9 to 5. It must be deeper than showing up at presentations, consulting for organizations, traveling for pitches, defending bottom line, marketing, strategy, advertising. Life must really be deeper than that. Life must be deeper than suit and tie. Life must be deeper than t-shirts and shorts. Life must be deeper than just traveling, being in the sky and hoping that you are not going to die in a plane crash. Life must be deeper than just sleeping and being married to your laptop, actually. Life must be deeper than social media. Life must be deeper than the validation through likes, comments, and the photoshopping to ensure that we look as perfect as possible, even though we are scared of being found out and discovered. We Photoshop our imperfections and ensure that we are perceived in a particular way, knowing fully well in our hearts that perception is reality. So we are under a siege that is against our freedom, and people show up on social media apologizing for not doing their makeup, this is not my real face. I'm like, guy, it's my real face. Anything you want to do it. I am not a model. I am not here to slay. It's a Saturday evening in my crib, enjoying my life. Like, really, after this, I'm jumping into the pool. So I am not sorry that I'm not wasting my powder. I'm not sorry that I'm not using my red lipstick, very expensive. I'm not sorry at all. These clothes that I wore, if not for normalcy, I really didn't feel like it. If I could just show up in my swim trunk, I will really be. So I am not sorry for being the real person that I am. This is me on a normal day. Those powder, whatever, yeah, it's for packaging, but the most important packaging is your soul and the consistency and the internal coherence of your soul. So I sit down as a therapist, or maybe as a soul consultant, and I see that at the baseline of it all, every human being desires two things. The first that I see is love. No matter who we are, we just want a safe place. We want to be vulnerable. We want somewhere we can empty the content of our soul and will not see on social media. We want a tribe. We want a network. We want people who will be there for us. People who will correct us in love, not just correct. People who cover our shame. People who will do anything to ensure that we are preserved. People who will be there for us, and it's not tied to money. I am one person. When I was younger, I started a company called Merchants of Romance, and part of our products happened to be serenade, musical performance, and we used to go to sing for people. And part of the people we used to go and sing for were people that doctors had told that they were going to die. And I had a passion. Number one, I have a passion to pray for people at the hospital. So I used to visit the hospital a lot to pray for people. And I saw rich people that if they had their way, they will buy the hospital, buy the entire staff, and still have change. Including me, because if I'm there, they will buy me too. Yeah. So people that if the illness was tied to money, they will triumph. There was a particular time I knew a particular person who had cancer. He died, but he was spending 17 million naira a month on drugs. He did that for 3 years, 17 million. So there's a place where money is, and money has a responsibility to solve our physical needs, survival needs, actually survival needs, to some extent, some needs tied to significance. But I am here to say to you, as a soul stripper, that after 18 years on this journey, performing different roles, life definitely is more than money. And what other thing is life about? Life is about intentionally, I'm picking my words now, intentionally, number one, creating your peace, creating your joy. I remember when I was younger, I hated my father. So that's one of the reasons why this movie resonates with me. What's the name again? Bridgerton. I'll be talking about it on somebody's platform tomorrow. I'll post it again. I've posted it before, but I'll post it again. Bridgerton resonates with me because I didn't have a fantastic time with him, and to some extent my brain says to me that it wasn't his fault. It was also how he was raised and fathered. The meaning of generational curse actually is not necessarily spiritual. Generational curse is generational disempowering conditioning. Generational disempowering conditioning. What is shape with, and it's not necessarily spiritual. Won't get when you are wrong, but you are confident about it, confident ignorance, confident arrogance. There's a president who is acting like that. I will not mention his name. Before I go and consult for his country one day, they will go and say something. So, but if you know very well, that's the meaning of generational curse, generational disempowering conditioning. So I really despised my father. And I talk about this because I need people to see how imperfect their role models are, or people they use as a point of contact. And it's okay. So when you're using people as a point of contact, it's totally fine. But please never ever think that it is perfect for or with all of us. So yes, I despised him. I had reasons to despise him, and it was very valid. So when people were saying, oh, the Bridgerton guy, what's his name, Duke of Hastings or something, yeah, I totally get it, but I'll analyze it tomorrow. And part of what led me to that place was I was really at a very bad place. Like, at the mention of his name, don't even suggest it. Don't suggest it at all. But I had to do like an inner excavation. I had to come to terms with some reality, and also come to terms with some reality with me. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 the highest, where am I with him in my mind? I truthfully will tell you that I am on a 6.5, and I'm very real. I can say 8 or 9. So when I say I'm on a 6.5, it's a beautiful place to be, knowing where I'm coming from. But I'm okay. If I want to improve it, yeah, but I am genuinely okay. And I'm okay because maybe I just have some other things that I'm involved in, but I'm okay. Can I get it to 10? Oh, yes. Am I interested? Yeah, if I want to. But this is me showing you a scan. It's very easy to say, oh, I used to hate him, but now I love him. We're best of friends, and then you will never know, actually, whether it's the truth or not. But this is me. So I used to sing for people who knew they were going to die, and then we had prayed about, and somewhere along the line, it just looks like God prefers them to rest, than to labor. And then in the labor, we will miss them. So we don't see death as relocation. We see death as terminal departure. We see it as final. Yeah. And I have been at people's bedside, and they have categorically told me that, I used to work a lot for money. I did everything that I could. I forgot to rest. Like, people usually say, oh, grind, you shouldn't sleep more than 5 hours a day. You know, if you sleep more than 5 hours a day, you have slept 12 years of your life by the time you are 80. They shall come up, you know, all those motivational things. Oh, if you do not sleep in peace, you will rest in peace. There used to be a time that I used to be very happy about working hard. I am still happy about being diligent, but I now have sense. I don't know if I don't have sense before, but I'm aware I have sense now. I have prioritized rest in my schedule. If you do not sleep, you will rest in peace. You will become somebody's ancestor without your permission. They will change your present to past. You will move from east to west. By yourself. You will just say, it's east they were using, they will turn it to worse. 1 minute after your departure. That's when you will see that death is no respecter of person. So if one motivational speaker is still whining you in 2021, they are whining you to your death. If they're still telling you if you sleep more than 7 hours, somebody told me one day, I've been calling this as I was sleeping. Since yesterday, is it your sleep? If I'm wasting my life, is it your life I'm wasting? You are looking for who have high blood pressure and hypertension. And it's not, honestly, some people inherited it, so it's not even a problem. You know, some people inherited all of these things. So yes, empathy is very key. But if you didn't inherit it, don't even go and look for it. Like, if you, whatever you can do in your own way to preserve yourself, do it. If any other thing shows up, then we will deal with the pain. Like, we will deal with the pain. We all have drama worrying us here and there. I've been wearing glasses since I was 10. Almost 30 years down the line, somebody will say, oh, may I never wear glasses in my life? Yeah, I started wearing it at 10. I'm not sure what went wrong, but I just started. And I'm still here with different flavors. Sunglasses, glasses, contact, anything. You know, so I have dealt with people who were ill, who were transcending and dying, and those were the conversations. Number one, around rest. Number two, around the fact that we must be very intentional about designing our personal peace procedure. That's PPP, yeah. Designing our personal peace procedure and designing our joy garden. I see that sometimes we think that you can wish to be happy, you can desire happiness without participating in executing your desire. Somebody wrote something here. This thing looks like a speech. I'm coming. Oh, okay. Thank you, Abimbola. You know, that's designing your personal peace procedure or your joy garden. I see the part I never understand is people claim, or maybe people say that they want to be happy, and then I'm asking them how they want to be happy, and they can't tell me how. You know, like, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be at peace, I want to experience joy. And I say that, how? You know, and then they're looking at me, and I'm like, happiness is not sexually transmitted. It's not through laying on of hands. It's not through just buying a car. That can give you some temporary energy, and yeah. But for you to be consistently happy, and when I say consistently happy, I don't mean 100%, but let's put it at 70. The 30, life will show up, but let's put it at 70, just to be real. To be consistently happy at a 70%, that is a lot of work. That is a lot of work that means that you have to fumigate your emotional life. Some of us are carrying so much, like, you slouch, not because you have a problem with your back, but because the load and the content of your soul, they are too heavy for your hard drive. And how do I know? You're on social media, almost every conversation, your mouth is inside, you are dropping your take, your hot take. You know, it's somebody's wall the creators of the world said, what's on your mind? Another person went to write what is on their mind. Then you will leave your wall and then travel. You will board an aircraft, travel to their wall to go and tell them what you think they should be saying. And you expect me to think that you are well. Like, what's going on? Like, if somebody says something that you don't agree with, it's okay. Like, can you just leave them to just manifest? But no. That's even on a lighter note. There's some people that you follow not because you like them, but you want to monitor them. And the monitoring is tied to competition. Oh God, see what you are doing in somebody else's life. Let me tell you something. When I was younger, I used to pay visits to the mortuary. I used to go once a year. And I went for about 4 years before Lagos changed. And the particular gravesite that I used to go, there were two. The first was where Pastor Bimbo Dukoya was buried, Victoria Garden City or something, around Lagos Business School. The second is Ikoyi Cemetery. I have an uncle there. And then I would take strolls around I didn't know that phones ring during IG Live. This is what happens when you're new to something. Please, I think that I'm supposed to reduce the volume in it. Yeah. But I hope you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Please let me know. Can you still hear me? I reduced my volume so that calls will not come in. Can you still hear me? Can you hear my sweet voice? Please talk to me. Oh, good. Thank you. So I used to go to the graveside. I'll just take a stroll and then I'll read the epitaph. So epitaph is what is written on tombstones. I'll read the epitaph and then I will see babies less than 1 year old. I will see less than 5. I will see less than 10. I remember when I saw the graveside of the owner of MIC Casket, who passed on, and then he passed on with his son. It was a plane crash, and what was written at the tombstone was, "Here lies the body of the undertaker who was undertaking." And I remember that day I stood and I was staring, because it occurred to me more than ever before that we are not on earth to just work and die. No way. So if in 2021 all you have on your vision board is how to work, earn money, discover cash cows and die, you are not doing your soul justice at all. I can categorically tell you that after you have earned the money, the tendency that you'll be unhappy and depressed will be very high. I haven't met one person who never lived for meaning or fulfillment, who was at the level of money, that is experiencing joy. I haven't met. Any wonder why billionaires are interested in philanthropy? Any wonder? Very interested in charity, philanthropy, and a lot of things, because it's tied to fulfillment. There's something about you that after you have worked, if you do not give, you will be stagnant. You will feel stagnant. You will sound stagnant. You will taste stagnancy till you become unhappy. So while you are looking for money, while you are discovering cash cows, making connections and network, please discover and invest in your joy. I cannot say this enough. You cannot receive joy through laying of hands. You can't receive joy through sexual transmission. You can't receive it by just desiring it. You must create. It's the same way you can't get pregnant through desire. You must have sex or get somebody's sperm. You must do something. Whether it is the sperm or you are contributing sperm to egg or whatever, you must do something biologically. Surrogacy, whatever. So if you are interested in having a beautiful life, you must take care of yourself. This time yesterday, I went for a massage, whatever. I just felt I need somebody to press me, please. They should press me. Please, 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 press me for 1 hour. And if you follow me, you will see that I intentionally swim. If I'm not swimming, I will be cycling. If I'm not cycling, I'm doing my exercise. Sometimes I dance. I like to twerk. I don't twerk on video showers before my clients think that I don't have sense. Sometimes, if you're very close to me, you will see my twerking skills. But those ones that are not up to 20 in life who have seen it. I dance salsa. I used to learn how to do belly dancing, and then recently I released a song. It's also on my YouTube channel where I was singing. Now I'm learning how to play the piano. My piano teacher is resuming in February. And then beyond all of this, I have a tribe that people join. It's not free. People pay to join my tribe where we're having family meetings every month. But beyond all of this, I have created different templates where I can give of myself. So beyond making money, beyond receiving from the world and making money, I have an outlet to give. Today I woke up, I posted a gentleman's picture. I've followed him for a long time. I just woke up this morning. He's been on my mind for a week, but I didn't concentrate on that until this morning. I said, I need to do this. This is me fulfilling a part of me. I don't want anything to happen to him, and in my brain I'm saying to myself, now I'm putting his picture now that he's dead. My responsibility is to invest in people. So if you're watching me this afternoon, it's a very subtle but very powerful conversation. You need to design your joy garden. You need to design your personal peace procedure. If you are still a fighter, every conversation must lead to argument, you must have the final say. I don't know what to tell you than to say that when you grow up, I hope you will be all right. Because right now, if you are still vexing, using ego to be doing things, you are still insulting people, you are dragging people like Tiger Generator, I think that people should prioritize you. Don't worry. Your role model, they have impeached him twice. There's space and medicine for people like you. So, that's on number one. But if you're watching me like you are doing right now, there must be a part of you that, despite the fact that you are still at the survival stage, you are stepping into significance, which is the fact that significance is at that point where you want to replicate yourself, where you want to engage in what we call earth preservation at Emotion City, where life is beyond you and you just want to help as many people as possible. Why am I having this conversation this afternoon? Is for followership, friendship, tribe, whatever. And by the end of the month, I'll be having another conversation, but this is especially for just 3 different sets of people who want to move from a life of dissatisfaction to satisfaction, unhappiness to happiness, and meaninglessness to meaning. If you fall in those 3 categories, please join the More Than Money workshop proper, 29th to 31st of January. You can send me a DM. It's 30,000 for the 3 days, just $70. So you can join from any part of the world. It's on Zoom. I talk to professionals and I give them tools on how to move from unhappiness to happiness, dissatisfaction to satisfaction, meaninglessness to meaning. Because you can't keep floating. If you know how to swim, you know that when you want to swim, you must swim underwater. If you paddle above water, you will not be able to go against the tide. If you paddle above water, your resistance level will be very low. And that means that when you are swimming or when you get into the shallow end, you will most likely panic or drown. So even in life, it is usually easier to swim from the deep end to the shallow end, but you need tools, because life will show up. We've all lost people. I lost my uncle at Dana Crash. I lost my role model at Sosoliso. You have friends who are ill and you are praying to God for mercy. Sometimes you are the one who is even ill and you are just asking God, Lord, what is going on? Sometimes it's your family members, and money is not the problem. Not that you have money to waste, but money is really not the problem. You need something beyond money. I remember sometimes when I had some personal issues in my life, I couldn't even pray. And I'm talking about last year, 2 years ago. Like, I had to just inform my friends. And I remember a particular one. He's the head of Voiceover Academy, Shobo. I just sent him a message that day. As I sent him the message, he sent me a voice note. And in the voice note, he said to me, Oinko, don't worry, I got you. That was his word. I got you. And he just started praying. He said, this will not end in death. I got you. And all my friends do the same thing. My role models do the same thing. Like, you just do not, if you really have a tribe of people who genuinely love you and enjoy the news of your success, you can't understand what God has done for you. If you have 2 of them, you are very special. If you have five, honestly, you can't understand. So for somebody like me who has more than 5, I am deeply grateful. People who genuinely love me, not people who just say who, like ambulance. No, people who genuinely love me. So if you have those kind of people in your life, you will definitely know that there's no amount of money that can buy that level of grace. There's no amount of money that can buy that level of support. There's no amount of money that can buy that level of love. If you're above the age of 30, please begin to invest in relationships. And when I say invest in relationships, Usher Free will not take you anywhere. Oh, I want you to be my role model. Just send it via DM. It doesn't make sense to people like me because, quite truthfully, I'm not interested. In fact, some people will even write it like they want to give their life to me. I don't want. I'm even looking for who to give mine to. I'm looking for who to adopt me. I'm tired of being an adult. Sometimes I don't want you to just pamper me and just give me like $10 million and I should just close for the year. Let me declare new 2022 from tomorrow. So don't make it look like me mentoring you is like you're giving me your life. I don't want. Don't be angry. I don't want. But having those kind of people is deep, and I really want us to begin to intentionally invest in relationships. If there are people you want to meet, you can invite them out for lunch, for dinner. Pick the bill. Don't say after they've come for free they should be paying for food. Just intentionally invest in relationships. Buy gifts for people, not because you want to toast them, but because if people have blessed you, let them know that they have. One thing about role models that I've observed, maybe I should say some of them, is the fact that they are used to giving, but people hardly give to them. People are always placing demands. Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? They see them as a tool of performance, a product, not as a person or a human being. So when they genuinely see somebody who cares about them, they go the extra mile for that person. Be that person. Intentionally care for people. Don't just slide into their DM. I need free therapy. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody. I don't even answer people. If you slid into my DM before, maybe 90% of the time, I won't even respond. And it's not wickedness or anything. I'm just like, I receive between 10 and 50 DMs a day. Like, are you for real? I don't have a local government post. I'm not anybody's governor. Nobody's money is with me. You're not doing charity with me. Like, how do you think that I'm supposed to be talking to 50 people in 356 days? Over 20,000. Exclusive of my family, my children, my husband. Nobody, human beings. No, now. I'm already trying by posting, by doing free things. Like, that's okay. If you want anything else, you pay for it. So please, in all of this beautiful conversation, this is a romantic afternoon. It's not, we're not tightening life to our chest. It's a beautiful romantic afternoon. Please design your joy garden. Create a template, 24 hours a day. Infuse 1 hour for yourself. Include yourself in your life. It's so easy to live for organizations, live for bottom line, live for things, and never live for yourself. Sometimes some mothers live for children and never for themselves. Sometimes for husbands live for wives. I'm not saying those things are bad. It's not my business. But just remain 1 hour for yourself. Just keep it. Palm 1 hour somewhere. It can just be toilet where you are singing. You don't need to sing on key. Just shout. It can just be you playing snake and ladder, sway, table tennis. Just do something. You cannot be happy without your participation and creation. I see people are just even wishing happiness. Just the last time I was happy was 7 years ago. Who is supposed to make you happy? And I'm like, okay, so how am I supposed to help you now? Because if I send you my rate card, you will not even greet me again. You just hate me. But that's it. Like, who? I'm bloody making myself happy. If you there was one twerking I did 2 days ago. If you see it, yes, in fact, I was singing. I went to go and hear one song. What's the song again? I didn't know what to. OPP, something. I didn't know what or something. I don't even. I encountered the song. Let me tell you what I did in real life. Let me pretend. I was driving around Iko. So around Dolphin Estate, I now packed. It was around 9 p.m. One of my friends was inside the car, Shubumi. 9 p.m. I packed. I now increased it to the highest. I was now dancing on the main road. There was no car coming. When I saw another car coming like this, I entered my car before they go and do video. Say, emotions doctor, worry. You just want this girl that you used to think she has sense. Before they spoil my market. I parked on the main road though, at Dolphin. Highest volume for like 10 seconds. I want more Ajinomoto. With them, dear father. Come and see me dancing on the road. That's my joy garden. I can't shout. I can't be thinking of Third Mainland Bridge. I can't be thinking of tax. I can't be thinking of NIN. You know those NIN. They will still block my number last. The way they are going. I can't even. If they block my number, please. Somebody who has extra number, give me one. I think they block my number. Whoa! Don't worry, we will be alive. They should do their worst. So when someone was telling me, we can come and do this, let them block my number. We use your own. The person just started laughing. You know, you are nowhere. So I know. You just knew. I knew before. That's my personal piece of video. Then after I now got home, I now used my speaker to play the song. Come and see me twerking in my living room to the glory of God. For like 20 minutes, I was sweating. Exercise. The people say we should do exercise. That's my gym. I want to yeah, where them? Some of you here, you'll be tightening life to your chest. I want to enter Guinness Book of Record. It's only the living that can enter Guinness Book of Record. Calm down. Yeah. There's go and ask. Mark Zuckerberg has 2 children. He has time for sex. That's the meaning. As he's creating WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, he's creating children. Some of you here, you'll be what? I should greet you. By the end of the month, if you are interested in learning how to move from unhappiness to happiness, meaninglessness to meaning, dissatisfaction to satisfaction, I'll be glad to host you on the 29th to 31st. I'll be giving you tools, giving you proper tools on how to move, how to ensure that you dwell, in the secret place of happiness. And then there's a flyer on my wall. If you have a child, have a nephew, or have a niece, it's just 10,000 naira. Please enroll your child right now for emotional intelligence for children. Last year, we trained about 120 children from 4 countries. I know they attended from the United States, Canada, and UK, and Nigeria. It's just 10,000 for the entire month. Slots are usually sold out. Please check my wall right now. You can send me a DM also for this or the More Than Money workshop by the end of the month, 29th to 31st. More Than Money has less than 5 slots left. It's just $30,000, $70. Invest in your joy. That's what I will be teaching you. I'll be teaching you how to be happy, how to be joyful, and how to navigate issues in your life. At least get tools. Because if you faint in the days of adversity, your strength is weak. We all go through problems. There was a particular time I was training, and before the training, a few minutes before the training, I received a phone call, and the phone call was from somebody close to me, one of my closest. If you count 3 people in my life, you will see the person. And the person said, I am at the hospital experiencing a miscarriage. Please pray for me. And I was going in for a training. They had paid me for the training. I didn't finish the money. And I needed to deliver the training. It was an 8-hour training. So I made a call and I told the person, I'm going in for a training, but here's my word. I need you to know that I'm in your corner. I love you so much. Nothing will go wrong with you. And I said a word of prayer. And I went to train like nothing happened. Trust me, under my breath, I was praying for mercy. I was praying. I was quoting scriptures under my breath. Even though I was training on emotional intelligence, I was spiritually intelligent. So we all go through BS. The devil tries to surprise us, but God is faithful to us. Hope this was worth your time. I just wanted to have a conversation with my family members. My savage is on another level. I'm a very nice person. She's going to school tomorrow. Can we do another one when the kids are back home? Yeah, please talk to me via DM. I'll send you the schedule and then let's see. Yeah, so any questions? I can take 2 questions. If it's a question that borders on my expertise, like I should give you something free of charge, like a solution free of charge, you know, how to solve panic attack, anxiety, it's not going to happen. So, if you want to ask me questions, I'm here. But if you ask me questions that you should be paying for, I'll just tell you. Oh, Lima, low brain me now. It's not the will of God. Okay, so I'm glad that it was worth your time. I just wanted us to gist, but I need you to remember. Music is also good. There's something called music therapy. There's something called art therapy where you're just drawing. You don't need to know how to draw. I mean, I don't know how to draw. I can't draw to save my life. But I know the power of art therapy. You know, I know the power of music therapy. I know the power of writing therapy. Sometimes writing a letter to yourself, younger self, older self. All of those things are very beautiful for the soul. Would you post this on your Insta page? I'm not sure I know what that means, but it will be on my wall. Yeah. Can you upload the video? Yes, I will. How do you manage your vulnerability in the 21st century? You will pay for that one. Was going to ask about how to manage my anxiety. It's not my portion. Nah. You love music. Yeah, so music, especially beautiful ones. Yanni has beautiful songs, strings. I love strings, which is the piano. Yeah, I love it so much. It's been worth my time. Thank you so much. All the people who ask me questions are supposed to pay for, it didn't work. You can't get me now, if you know now. You want to be scamming a scammer? Nah. Okay, so see you by the end of the month. If you're interested in learning how to move from a place of unhappiness to happiness, meaninglessness to meaning, dissatisfaction to satisfaction. And please enroll your nephew, your niece, your children, because it is better to raise a child than to repair broken men. It is more expensive to repair broken men. I hate to admit that you will repair the broken man till he dies. But it is easier to raise a child. So join us in raising children for just 10,000 naira in the month of February. Thank you so much. Do have a beautiful weekend. Make it count, make money, make meaning. Make money and make meaning. Make money and make meaning. Thank you. Bye.